I'm Frank here at PAX South Neighborhood Game Club. I'm speaking to Dave Oshry of the New Blood. Would you be able to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? Dave from New Blood. I run this show. We do what we can, making some games, playing some games, having some fun here at PAX.
Excellent. So New Blood it's a new publisher, right? Would you be able to explain?
Developer, publisher, I don't know, collective. We make music, games.
Sorry, I canceled.
You know, we got a casting couch here. You're 18, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
25, but I lie. I say I broadcast myself as a teen to get those hits.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest thing for me is DUSK. That was the game I was most excited to see here at
Sweet.
PAX. Would you be able to pitch it real fast?
Yeah, you like Quake, you'll like this. Boom.
Yeah, so DUSK is a retro 90s first-person shooter. It looks like it was made in 1996. It's incredible. My question is, how did this project originate?
David Szymanski, the dude programming it, he's had this idea in his head since he was like 14 years old, you know, back when this is what games look like.
Yeah.
And he's mostly been making like horror walking sims the last few years. You might have heard of some of them, Wolf and Autumn, Music Machine, good games, but like not like this.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what, I've got some free time now, I'm gonna try to make that FPS I always wanted to make when I was 14, and he started working on it. And I didn't know him yet. I had just come off working on Rise of the Triad reboot and some other stuff, and he tweeted at me. He's like, hey man, you know, I'm working on something I think you might like, and it was just a build. It was just a room with some stuff and some guns, and he already had the movement like super
nice.
down, the movement, the air control, the bunny hopping, everything was already. I was like, this is fucking amazing. 2 days later, we had a contract, and we were working on the game together.
Awesome.
And the rest is history, or soon to be.
So how does that just like telecommunicating work? Because you guys aren't in the same state, right? And
He's in rural Pennsylvania, where DUSK takes place, and I'm in San Diego, California.
So I'm just curious, even how does that development work? Like, are you a producer giving him notes? Are you putting input?
Yeah, so I mean, we've all, you know, we basically use Slack, you know, we're all in there, Slack and Discord and stuff, and Skype, you know, basic communication tools. And, you know, he builds the levels, and I give him feedback, and he iterates, and they come back, and we get Andrew in there, and he works on the sound effects and music, and we put different music in different spots, different sound effects in different spots. You know, I go in and tell him, you know, the way I think things in the level should work, and he iterates on that. And it's just a back and forth, and we just keep building it one level, one brick at a time.
That's awesome. Yeah, so when you guys launched the trailer a few months ago, this came out of nowhere, immediately blew up, at least in my circle. Like, this is everything I want in a game.
Yeah.
And it seems other people are kind of in that same niche group immediately connected to it. There's this like big, you have a Discord, you have this following on Twitter. How has been the response once you announced the project? Oh,
it's great. I mean, and you know, having worked on retro FPS before, like I know that community really well and what they like and what they want. So you know, it's been great. I mean, I knew we was really going to connect, but once they finally saw it, and you know. And now that we've been able to get the pre-alpha out there, and the people are loving it and playing, and there's tons of videos on YouTube and stuff, just, you know, so they know, like, yes, it does play how it looks, you know, it feels, it's got that 90s movement, you know,
crazy fast.
All that stuff, yeah, you know, it looks like Quake, plays like Quake, Blood, Redneck Rampage, you know, all those, you know, Hex
and awesome metal soundtrack, too.
Yes, by my buddy Andrew Hulsholt, who worked with me on Rise of the Triad. He also did the music for Brutal Doom. He remade the whole Doom soundtrack. A lot of people know him from that. IDKFA was his Doom remake album.
Oh, awesome.
He's also been working on a lot of other stuff. But yeah, you know, the soundtrack is obviously very inspired by, you know, there's a lot of Meshuggah in there, some Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails, very Quake 1 vibes. You know, so it's got that mix of everything that we love about 90s games. And me, Dave, and Andrew are just really, this is our wheelhouse. This is what we love. These are the kind of games we love to play. And now we're kind of making a game that encompasses all that stuff that we love.
There's been this new wave of like lo-fi, like polygon, like almost 32-bit era games. Why do you think this new audience is hungry and connecting to it so much?
Well, it comes around. Like first it was pixel art, then it was, and now it's, you know, it was like isometric, and now it's getting to like that N64 PS1 area.
It's so rad.
Low poly is in right now. Plus it's fun to make. It's fun to work with. You know, if people think it's easy, they say, oh, it's low poly. It's not. It's deliberate. Like Unity keeps trying to make the game look better, and we're like, no, we want it to look like, you know, original software rendering Quake or like a Quake source port.
Fundamentally, what makes a good first-person shooter as a developer?
What makes a good first-person shooter? You gotta nail down the movement and the feel of the weapons immediately, and that's what David did. You know, a lot of times you build features and stuff, but until you get that movement, not necessarily the skill-based stuff like the bunny hopping and the strafe jumping, but that's got to be there. That feel, that and the boom, boom, that, you know, that Quake just nailed so hard back in '96. Getting that down first and foremost, and then building around that is what, you know, makes a great 90s shooter.
Yeah, it looks incredible. And is this game expected to release this year, maybe?
Yeah, definitely this year. Thinking this summer when we're done building it. You know, just one one level, brick by brick, level by level. You know, we're building the campaign now. It's got a full campaign, handcrafted levels, 3 different episodes, bosses at the end of each episode. And then we're doing endless mode, you know, just, you know, play till you die, probably 3 or 4 levels. And then multiplayer. We got to get that arena-style multiplayer.
Oh, I didn't know multiplayer. That would be incredible. Oh!
Of course it's going to have multiplayer.
All right, this is it. This is going to be the game of the year.
Yeah, and it's we're going for that original, you know, like Doom 2, Quake World vibe with the multiplayer. It's going to, you know, we want it to feel like the single player, but just, you know, shooting your friends. And then we're trying to get co-op in, and then a level editor.
Dave, this is the perfect game. Dave, this is amazing.
We're trying. We're gonna do our best.
And then not to sell your booth short, you also have 2 other games here. You got Super Galaxy Squadron X. Would you be able to talk about this real fast?
Super Galaxy Squadron EX is the people's shmup, we like to call it. It's more accessible than other shmups. Like, you love Ikaruga, but you suck at Ikaruga.
Yeah.
But you're great at Super Galaxy Squadron. So it's like that. 17 playable ships, boss rush mode, campaign, endless mode.
Tons of characters I saw in the build.
17 ships you can play with. So if you like, you know, shmups, you'll like Super Galaxy Squadron. And tonight We Riot, a revolutionary crowd baller. It's like Pikmin with Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, and I was talking to developers like Streets of Rage inspired. I dig it. It's pretty cool.
Streets of Change, we like to call it. Gotta take the power back for the working class.
Great. And then you're demoing all on PC. Are there any maybe plans for a console release in the future?
Yeah, totally. Galaxy Squadron for sure console.
Oh, awesome.
And Riot for sure console. And Switch, absolutely. You want to get it on Switch.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
man.
Start working that right. Dusk, I don't know. It might be a little too keyboard, mouse, and fast for the console.
But I love it. I mean, you've made something so specific to PC gamers where it's like, this is it, this is it.
Well, those kind of shooters, they are
best at it.
It's mouse and keyboard.
Also, like, I mean, the frame rate can be insane.
Oh yeah, Dusk runs at like 300 frames per second. Yeah, it's great.
Are you gonna port it to N64?
No.
Okay, good. My mom wouldn't rent it for me from Blockbuster anyways.
Dusk is actually it's a remake of an N64 game that nobody played. Yeah, but don't tell anybody.
Okay, well. And then lastly, any other indie games you're looking forward to or games you've played recently?
Shit. Do I have time to play any games? What games do I live? Indie games? I was gonna say
games in general. Yeah.
Oh, I've been playing Yakuza 0. If you've been, you know, reluctant, if you think, you know, it's Yakuza, I missed the first 6 games. It's a prequel. It's a starting point. It's gorgeous. It's hilarious. When I grow up, I want to be a Yakuza in 1980s Tokyo. That's what I've been having a lot of fun playing. Tyranny, if you like, you know, I'm also, so my second favorite genre is CRPGs, you know.
Oh, wow, great.
So I was, you know, Quake, Doom, Wolfenstein, that was my wheelhouse. But after that, it's, you know, Baldur's Gate, Torment, Fallout, those were like my favorite games. So like Tyranny, Pillars of Eternity 2 just got announced.
Oh, man.
Those games, that's my shit. So looking forward to that. But if you like those kind of games, got to play Tyranny. Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
That's great. I love the variety of genres you're bringing to it. And the New Blood, all these games, different genres. I love it. This is my new favorite published developer to look forward to.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking to me. You want to plug all your channels, social media?
Yeah, just I'm at Dave Oshry, Oshry, and then New Blood is at the New Bloods, discord.gg/newbloods to get in our Discord and beg me for free shit. If you want to sue me, it's suedaveoshry@gmail.com. And that's all I got to say about that.
Boom. Thank you so much, Dave. This is great. We'll be in touch. Dusk, the New Blood. Tonight we write Super Galaxy Squadron. This is my favorite booth at PAX South, other than the Mega 64 booth, my booth. Thank you for watching. Check out Dusk and everything else by Dave Oshry. Thank you so much. That was great.
You got it, man.
Awesome.